you all for today's class. We are learning about union legislature. In the previous class we have seen about what is government and what is the form of government we adopt in India, and we have seen the houses of the parliament, okay, and also we have seen different wings of the parliament. And in the previous class we have learned about there are two important houses in the parliament. One is lower house and other one is upper house. Lower house is known as house of the people and the upper house is known as Rajya Sabha. Okay. And in the previous class we also have learned about how the members of Lok Sabha elected and what is the term of the members of Lok Sabha and what are the functions of Lok Sabha, who was the speaker in the Lok Sabha. That all things we have seen in the previous class. Today we are going to see about the union legislature or the upper house, or we can say Rajya Sabha. Okay. When we talk about upper house, we are going to learn about the composition of upper house and the terms, functions, and also we are going to see about the president, okay, in this class. First of all, we are going to see about composition of the Rajya Sabha. What is the composition of Rajya Sabha? You may have to write the difference between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha for your test. So carefully listen. Composition, when we say in Rajya Sabha there are 250 members are there. Okay. The members of Rajya Sabha are 250 members. Among these 250 members, 238 members are elected from different states. Okay. In India, we are having different constituencies. India was divided into different constituencies for the better administration. So, from every constituency, there will be one person elected for Rajya Sabha. Okay, and the remaining 12 members are elected from the people, the distinguished people from different fields like art, literature, science, social service and sports. Recently you might know the Virat Kohli was also a member of the parliament, and in the previous years Sachin Tendulkar was a member of the parliament. So because these people were the eminent people, they are the distinguished people in the particular field, they were elected by the president for Rajya Sabha. So this is the composition of parliament, means upper house. Okay, and we will see what is the term for upper house. When we see the term, you should know the upper house is the permanent house, okay, but the Lok Sabha or the lower house is not the permanent one. The members of the Lok Sabha will be changed every 5 years, okay, but here in the upper house or in Rajya Sabha, the house will not be dissolved completely. The members of this house will be getting retirement every 2 years once. So 1/3 of the members will be getting retirement. For that place there will be election. So the full house will not be dissolved. Okay. The members of Rajya Sabha will be elected for 6 years. The term for the members of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Now, who is the chairperson of Rajya Sabha or in the upper house? Who is the speaker? In Lok Sabha, the elected member of the Lok Sabha, Om Birla is the speaker in Lok Sabha. But in Rajya Sabha, the speaker will be vice president. Okay. When we see this function of this upper house, there are different functions that is followed by the upper house. Okay. There are different functions like executive functions, judicial functions, elective functions, and budget. Okay, and there are different other functions are there in the upper house. When we see this upper house, the bill will be passed in upper house. Most of the bills will be introduced in the House of the People or in Lok Sabha. Even in upper house, some of the bills will be introduced. Most of the amendment bills will be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Okay, the budget bill can be introduced only in the lower house of the parliament. After getting the approval of the lower house, it will be passed to upper house to get the approval of the people. Then both the houses, when they give the approval, it will be passed to the president for signing. After the signing of the president, the bill become the law. Okay, that's what the system that is followed in the parliamentary form of government in India. And when we see the upper house, the budget bill will be introduced only in the lower house of the parliament. Every year, the finance minister will introduce the budget in the lower house. And the lower house has the right to change or remove or reject any of the budget bill which is introduced by the finance minister. Okay, so that is a special power given to the lower house. And the next thing, when we see control over the executive, when we see control over the executive, the council of ministers are responsible or answerable to the parliament. If anything happen, the questions will be raised towards the council of the ministers. If the council of the ministers are not ready to answer or they are not able to answer, president has the power to dissolve the council of ministers. Okay, so the council of ministers, they will be getting resigned because of in that condition. And there are certain important things that are there in this executive function of the parliament. Okay, we call it as adjournment function. Okay, what is adjournment? Adjournment is a discuss and focus on any matter regarding public importance which is related to the betterment of the people. Okay, so in this adjournment function, if the council of ministers are not responsible in giving the proper answer to the parliament, they will be dissolved. And the next thing, when we see, there are different other functions are also there. The judicial function. What is the judicial function of the parliament? For example, the Chief Justice of the High Court and the Supreme Court will be elected by the parliament. Okay, and also the president and the vice president also will be elected by the parliament. This comes under the elective function of the parliament. There are two sessions in the parliament. What are the two sessions? Winter session and the summer session. Okay, so if any bill wanted to become the law, how the bill will become the law? If the 1/3 of the members or 10% of the members, when they will accept this thing or accept the bill, that will become the law. It is called quorum. Okay, so what is quorum? Quorum is the process where the 1/3 of the members will be accepting on a particular bill to be become the law. Okay, it is called quorum. And so children, today we have seen the functions of Rajya Sabha. Okay, it has different functions: control over the parliament, okay, and executive functions, elective functions, judicial functions, and the different sessions in the parliament. That are the different things we have seen today. So we also have seen composition. In composition, what we have learned, there are 250 members are there in the upper house. The upper house is the permanent house, and 238 members will be elected from the states, from different constituencies. From each constituency, one person will be elected for the parliament, and remaining 12 members are elected directly by the president. These people are from distinguished people from different field, who excel in different field. And the term, when we see, there are 6 years. The term of the members of the upper house is 6 years. And 1/3 of the members will be getting retirement every 2 years once. So this full house will not be dissolved at any time. Okay? And the president and the vice president will be elected by the parliament. Okay, and also the judges of the High Court and the Supreme Court also will be elected by the parliament. These are some of the important things we supposed to know. Okay, who is the Speaker of Lok Sabha? It is Om Birla. Okay, and the Speaker of Rajya Sabha is the Vice President of India. Okay, at present, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu is the Speaker of Rajya Sabha. So here we end the class. We have some questions to mark in the previous lesson. So you can take a textbook. To page number 38. Page number 38. It is 4th lesson, okay, page number 46. Page number 46, section A, first answer, slaves brought in from Africa. Second one, slavery. Third one, Union, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Third one is Uncle Tom's Cabin. Fourth one, first dash, 1861, and the second dash, abolish slavery. And the fifth one is slavery. Okay. This already I gave you. Those who have not marked, you can mark again. You can mark it again. Okay. And section B, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. And section C, first one A, second one, first one Northern, second one is slavery. Third one is Jefferson David. Fourth one is Abraham Lincoln. Fifth one is Southern. And the section D, first one is false, second one also false, third one is false, fourth one true, fifth also true. Okay. And section E, first one page number 42, second one, you can write, because of the cotton growing industries and cotton mills were found move in industrial cities like Lancashire. Third question also 42, page number. Fourth question, you can write, because he established slavery in the south and he took efforts to repair the damages of the war and heal the wounds of the south. Fifth question, you can again write, because of the southern states demanded labours and claimed on slavery to work in the plantations. Sixth question, you can write, because the superior resources of the north which were chosen to the south confederacy. Seventh question, You can write it again. As a result of civil war, slavery was permanently abolished from the United States of America, and American Federation was an industriable union of states, and no state had the right to seduce. Eighth one, because Abraham Lincoln made plans to repair the damages of the war and heal the wounds of the South. Section F, first question page 42, second question page 42 and third question page 42 and 43. F section 2, first one page 43, second one page 43, third one page 43 and 44. F section third question A 43 and 44, B 43 and C, you can write the answer. Slavery was abolished. Second point, the union was restored. Third point, nearly 7 lakhs people lost their lives. Fourth point, Abraham Lincoln could not fulfill his plans to repair to heal the wounds of the people in the South because of his execution. So children, here we end the class. Today we have learned about upper house. Okay? In the previous class we have learned about the lower house. So you should know the differentiation. Okay? I'll repeat once again about the lower house and the upper house. Okay? What is lower house? Lower house is known as the house of the people. Upper house is known as the house of the Lord. Okay? It is known as upper house or Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is known as lower house. Okay? In the Lok Sabha we have 552 members, and in Rajya Sabha we have 238 members. And in Lok Sabha 530 members are elected from different constituencies, and 2 members are elected directly by the President from the Anglo-Indian community. And when we see among these 530 members, 12 members are from different union territories. Okay? And in Rajya Sabha, 238 members are elected from state legislative assembly. Okay? And the 12 members are elected, the distinguished people elected by the President directly. The President nominates the people. Okay? And the composition of Lok Sabha, it is 5 years, and composition of Rajya Sabha, it is 6 years. Rajya Sabha is the permanent house, but the Lok Sabha is not the permanent house. Okay? And when we see composition, the qualification of upper house. Okay? The members of the upper house should be the citizen of India, and they should be complete at the age of 30, and they also should be the registered voter of Indian Constitution, means Indian citizen. They should be the citizen of India. Okay, in Lok Sabha, they also should be the registered voter, and they should be complete at the age of 25 and should be the citizen of India. These are the basic similarities and difference between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and also the functions also different. Both has the law making function. Okay, but most of the laws are introduced in Lok Sabha, especially the money bill will be introduced only in Lok Sabha. So these are the some of the differentiations and the similarities between the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So children, continue to read this lesson. I will mark the lesson in the next class, and prepare for your worksheet. This is your homework. You have to prepare for your own worksheet. Okay? And we will meet in the next class. Thank you, children.